coming soon. You're here at this time, more flights, more money. We love it. Welcome. We continue with the program. Up next, we hear from the Chief Executive Officer for Dominica's Air and Seaports Authority. His name, Mr. Benoit Badwell.
Honorable Fidel Grant, Minister for Public Works, Public Utilities and Digital Economy, representing the Minister for Tourism. Honorable Anthony Charles, Parliamentary Representative for the Marigot constituency. The other members of Parliament who may be here. We have Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Ms. Lisa Valmore. We have Mr. Lucien Blackmore, Permanent Secretary, who is also here. And we have the CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Ms. Martha Williams, Mr. Afasen House, Director of Operations, LIAT 2020 Limited, Mr. Kunal Ibrahim, Chief Financial Officer for LIAT 2020 Limited, other LIAT 2020 Limited representatives, staff of Discover Dominica Authority, the Ministry of Tourism, and Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, other invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am honored to welcome you to the inaugural flight of LIAT 2020 Limited here in Dominica. We have been waiting and planning for some time to receive this flight here in Dominica, knowing the connectivity that increased air access brings to Dominica. Today marks a memorable occasion as we seek to improve air access connection to travelers to and from Dominica by welcoming a new airline to Dominica, LIAT 2020 Limited. This expansion in flight connections to Dominica is extremely important to our Caribbean and international market as we seek to increase visitation to Dominica to 500,000 visitors by the year 2030. As you are well aware, Dominica is building its new international airport, which will be on stream by 2027. And we are hoping, as we do so, to ensure that we can bring in as many visitors to experience the gem of the Caribbean, the nature island of the Caribbean, because we want to expose all of the things that we have here so that people can come and enjoy what true nature is all about. Based on your public schedule, we observe that LIAT 2020 Limited will be making at least 4 calls per week to and from Dominica to Barbados, St. Kitts, and Antigua with onward connections. And I say onward connections because the connections, especially in the region, have been under tremendous stress over the last few months. And we are hoping that that can be a thing of the past in terms of the new flights that are being brought to Dominica with the addition of LIAT 2020. As we look forward to your service to our travelers, we want you to pay close attention to delivering exceptional travel experiences for all. That is something that we want to have as a cornerstone, because for us here in Dominica, a traveler's experience, we want to ensure that we can continue to exceed the traveler's expectations. And so we want you to join hands with us to ensure that that exceptional travel experience continues once they utilize your services. As you know, we have recently been making tremendous input at the airport here in Douglas Charles as we prepare for the new one. We have recently extended the runway and now have moved from a takeoff distance of 5,741 feet. We have improved that to 6,352 feet. So, Captain, you have more than enough to be able to take on not only the current challenges that you have now in terms of the aircrafts, and I know that Leah 2020 Limited is not going to limit themselves just to the ATRs and the ERJs that they have at present. They are seeking to go beyond that and to have bigger aircrafts in operation. And so we are saying to you in Dominica that we are ready. We are ready for the challenge that you will bring, and we are making the necessary adjustments. And so we want to ensure, as you can see, and today, a typical example today, we have just finished grooving the runway. We have grooved the entire 6,352 feet of runway. And I'm sure, Captain, your experience today was a pleasurable one. Definitely. Because, in the past, we would have had, whether or not the tower and the aircraft was going to make a decision of a go around because of that wet surface. But we know now that is no longer a problem for any of the aircraft operators. And the aircraft operators are indeed smiling because with the groove runway, you can land without having the fear of having all of that water on the surface of the runway. And that is remarkable in terms of the achievements that we've made here in Dominica. And the government of Dominica has shown its seriousness in terms of civil aviation and in terms of the things that we are putting forward. We're not only speaking about it, but we're in fact putting our hands to the wheel, and the government is providing the necessary finance to make sure that we are serious, because we're not only building existing infrastructure to make sure that we can increase travel and increase traffic to Dominica. We wish the management and staff of Leah 2020 Limited the best of success as they embark on this journey with Dominica to increase visitation to the nature island of the Caribbean, and also to Dominica, the home of the World Creole Music Festival. And we now have the gold medal winner in the women's triple jump, Miss Thea Lafont, who was just won gold. And we are proud of that moment where Dominica now have a Olympic champion wearing gold. And so we want you to take advantage of the opportunities that would arise out of this, as many persons would really like to find out where in the world is that person from, and we can tell them her home is Dominica. And we want you to help our travelers, our many travelers, to find that place and make it easy for them to get to Dominica. And so I know that in the discussions with Leah 2020 Limited, you are eager to help us to be able to bring people to Dominica. And we look forward to having a healthy working relationship with Leah 2020 Limited. And we wish you the best of success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The runway has been extended. Runway has been grouped. We are ready. Earlier, I bid you good morning. Allow me to bid you good afternoon. And we continue. Up next, we hear from the Director of Operations of LIAT 2020. His name, Mr. Arthur Senhouse.
Good afternoon. And let me embrace the protocols that have already been observed. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of our CEO, Mrs. Hafsa Abdul Salam, the Chief Operating Officer, Kidus Melkamu, and Kunle Ibrahim, and the other management personnel and staff of LIAT 2020 to be part of this historic and momentous occasion where we are able, after many years of planning based on the vision of our Prime Minister in Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown, I still recall the day when he said that we should register a new airline, and that was back in 2020, during COVID, when everything was shut down. And our Prime Minister still had the firm vision that regional integration would be based on a conduit set by Liat, as he embraced the thought of making sure that we connect this region both economically and socially. And he gave the order to make sure that we register a brand new airline, Liat 2020 Limited. And so we did in October of 2020. It took a lot of work. It was a long journey. And that journey was actually supported by our main shareholder, Mr. Alan Onyema, and his family, who are the proud owners of the largest private airline in Nigeria, Air Peace, to bring this moment to fruition. And based on that, we also have the full support of the Prime Minister of Dominica Mr. Roosevelt Skerrit, who publicly announced his support for this venture. It is the hope and dream of our Prime Minister as he encourages his other Caribbean counterparts to embrace the vision and play a part in making sure that Liat 2020 does what it is planned to do, whereby it creates the conduit for economic and social activity, growth and prosperity, employment, and connectivity throughout our Caribbean region. And this principle is primarily based on a culture of safety, which is our first and most precious possession as we put together the plan for continuing to build Liat 2020. Very shortly, although we have arrived with our E145, which is another historic moment for Liat, because those of us who might be around my age would remember that back in the 70s, and I see Mr. Latik smiling, in the 70s, Liat did fly jets in this region. They were the BAC 111s, very colorful aircraft, and it took us many, many places. It is the hope and dream of many of our children as we plan this journey forward, that they're able to grow up in a region where they can live their dream for taking part in an airline at any particular level. It also gives me great pleasure as we progress with Liat 2020 to embrace the notion that for the second time in my existence as an airline staff, that I have been working for another lady CEO. We did that once in Liat 1974, and just before it closed, and now at the beginning of 2020, we have another lady CEO. So I do thank God for the ability to see that we embrace not only the growth of Liat, but the empowerment of our lady society within the workplace. Gives me great pleasure. I would also like to embrace the comments from Ms. Marva Williams, the director, the CEO of Discover Dominica, that we would be able to fill certain gaps that continue to exist in this region. And it is a timely experience for us to go through, whereby now that we have brought our Liat service to Dominica, we have just about a few weeks to make sure that we fill those seats for the Pure Festival that is coming up. And like my little Dominica background would encourage me, nous avons beaucoup de place pour bon prix. And that we promise. So without further ado, I would just like to express our greatest gratitude to Mr. Badwi, his team, the Ministry of Aviation in Dominica, and everybody who made it possible for us to get our certificate of operation into Dominica in time for us to conduct this flight and to make sure that our relationship, partnership, and all the things that we would have enjoyed probably in past times with our previous version of LIAT will be much better, especially with the advancement of the opening of the new airport in a few years. And the timing just could not be better. So I take great pleasure and satisfaction that after a lot of hard work, many sleepless nights, and with the dreams and hopes of our current leaders in this region, that we could be part of this process. So I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stenhouse. And you have a culture of safety, LIAT 2020. Dominica is a safe destination. So you see why this makes sense, this relationship makes sense? And we encourage you to offer great rates to travelers. And as Mr. Stenhouse said, I'm going to echo it because I believe you wholeheartedly, Mr. Stenhouse. Plenty space for cheaper price. Yeah. So Dominicans listening from here and abroad, we are going to get plenty space and look for those cheap prices from LIAT 2020. Yeah. And on behalf of Ms. Williams, I greet you good afternoon. We continue with the program. Up next, we hear from Honorable Fidel Grant. He's representing our Minister for Tourism. Please let's make him feel welcome.
Let me recognize the presence of Honorable Anthony Charles, Parliamentary Representative for the Margot constituency, Ms. Lisa Valmont, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Other Permanent Secretary P.S. Blackmore, Mr. Benoit Badwell, CEO of Dominica A&C Port Authority, Ms. Marva Williams, CEO of Discover Dominica Authority, Mr. Stenhouse, Director of Operations of LIAT 2020, Mr. Ibrahim, CFO of LIAT 2020, other LIAT 2020 managers, the staff of Discover Dominica Authority, the Ministry of Tourism, Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, other invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Let me also recognize the presence of Mr. Kuz Latig, who has been a household name in Dominica with LIAT. Welcome, sir. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to this momentous occasion, the inaugural flight of LIAT 2020. The Honorable Member for Tourism, the Honorable Dennis Charles Pemberton, sends her regrets and best wishes as she's out on state business. As the representative for the Honorable Minister for Tourism, I am thrilled to be here today to celebrate the rebirth of this iconic regional airline. LIAT 2020 represents a new chapter in Caribbean aviation, one that promises to strengthen regional integration, boost economic activity, and provide a vital link for travelers among our beautiful Caribbean islands. The return of LIAT is not just a business venture, but a symbol of collective commitment to growth and prosperity to Caribbean tourism. This airline will connect our people, facilitate the movement of goods, and showcase the unparalleled beauty and diversity of our region to the world. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the passengers on this inaugural flight. You are not just travelers, but ambassadors to our Caribbean spirit. As you journey to your destinations, I encourage you to immerse yourselves in the rich culture and vibrant history and the warm hospitality that our islands have to offer. To the dedicated team of LIAT 2020, I commend you for your hard work, your perseverance, and the vision in bringing back this airline to life. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and we are confident that under your leadership, LIAT 2020 will soar to new heights, connecting our islands with efficiency, reliability, and a touch of Caribbean flair. As we embark on this new chapter, let us remember the words of one of our Caribbean great leaders, Sir Lester Bird, who once said, and I quote, "Liat is not just an airline, it is the very fabric that holds the Caribbean together," end quote. With Liat 2020, we reaffirm our commitment to that vision and our belief in the power of regional cooperation and integration. To ensure the success of Liat 2020, the government is urging the community and stakeholders to engage themselves. This will include the DHTA, the DAIC, businesses, and the public to promote the new airline, its routes, and to reflect the broader strategy to integrate Liat 2020 into the Caribbean tourism framework, making it an indispensable part of the region's travel framework. As we plan for the iconic World Creole Music Festival, we look forward to Liat playing a crucial role in increasing the number of visitors by enhancing accessibility and promoting travel packages that will cater to our visitors for this festival. Liat, allow me to offer a few suggestions. Increased flight availability, additional flights, strategic connecting routes, collaborative marketing campaigns, social media engagement, and influencer partnerships, loyalty programs, and of course, excellent customer support. So the Ministry of Tourism, DASPA, DDA anticipate that Liat will be a solid partner to boost visitor numbers to the World Creole Music Festival, therefore supporting Dominica tourism and cultural heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in wishing Liat 2020 a successful and prosperous journey ahead. May your wings carry the dreams and aspirations of our people to new heights. May your flights be filled with the warmth and joy that define our Caribbean spirit. Thank you and safe travels.
Thank you very much, Honorable Grant. And we too, we look forward to Discover Dominic Authority. We look forward to promoting Liat 2020 and cementing our relationship together. Thank you. Up next, we have the presentation of gifts. We begin with the gift presentation from Dominica to Liat 2020. Okay. So we begin with a gift for the representative, the operations manager for Liat 2020, Mr. Sanders. We extend thanks to Mr. Ibrahim. And also to one of the managers of Liat 2020. We thank you very much for your support and collaboration. Thank you, Ms. Williams. And now, presentation from Liat 2020 to Dominica.
Yeah.
We're going to pause on the gift presentation and continue with the program, and then we will revert back to the presentation of gifts. Yes? Up next, we have the vote of thanks. It's important to say thank you. There's lots to be thankful for. And for that, I invite to the podium Mr. Contley Ibrahim. He is the CFO of LIAT 2020.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honorable Fidel Grant, Minister for Public Works, Public Utilities, Digital Economy, representing the Minister of Tourism. Honorable Anthony Charles, Permanent Secretary and Representative of the Marigot constituency. Ms. Lisa Falmont, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Tourism. Other Permanent Secretaries here present. Mr. Bernard Bobifo, Chief Executive Officer of Dominica Air and Sea Port Authority. Ms. Marva Williams, CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism. My colleague, Afosenos, my other colleagues here present, other managers, staff of Discover Dominica Authority, other invited guests, members of the media. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Executive Management of LIAT 2020 and my colleagues here present, we are very grateful with your presence and deeply honored by the attendance of the Honorable Minister here and other important dignitaries, business partners that are here on this, our inaugural flight to Dominica. The launching of this flight today follows a series of activities that we started 6th of August when we launched the airline in Antigua. And Dominica is very, very important to us. It's very crucial in our strategic objective of connecting north and south of our region. And as air transportation remains the quickest, fastest, and most reliable way of moving our people and goods across the region, we want to be a dominant player in that process. At LIAT 2020, we are committed and abide by our corporate culture and values of delivering excellent services to our customers and also to be open in our dealings with our partners, accountable to the stakeholders, communities, and partners, and be resilient in facing the challenges and the competition ahead of us. In doing this, we are building a regional airline that will be reputed for safety, services, and connectivity in the region. And we believe in doing this, we'll be able to foster cultural relationship and integrations and family ties in the region, promote tourism activities, and contribute to the regional development and economic prosperity of our people. So I've listened to all the good things that have been said by early speakers and the good things about Dominica. We want to be a success here. We want our operations here to be remarkable. We want to deliver the best for our customers here and for the people of Dominica. And we are so excited with what we've seen and the good stories we've heard about the international airport that is coming about. And we will take advantage of that opportunity to expand our operations here in Dominica. Having said all that, we thank you all, everyone here, for your presence, for attending this inaugural flight. We are very grateful to the Dominican government. The representatives are here for granting us the landing permit to operate here. Also to the business partners that are here with us and the general public that are here. And to our team, LIAT 2020 team, that have made today possible to have these operations, and the massive support that we've received from the Prime Minister Gaston Brown, from the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of Air Peace Limited, and everyone that have supported us in this journey. We hope you continue And we believe you continue to support us and give us necessary support in taking the airline to the massive heights that we plan. And you partner with us with your support and patronage to make our operations here in Dominica a massive success. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim, for delivering the vote of thanks. And now for presentation of gifts from LIAT 2020 to the Dominican representatives. We begin with Mr. Fidel Grant. Honorable Fidel Grant. Give to the CEO of Discover Dominic Authority, Ms. Williams. A gift for Mr. Badwill.
Yes.
Mr. B. And also for Mr. Kuzlatik, who has had a long-standing relationship with LIAT 20. As we bring this momentous occasion to a close, I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to LIAT 2020 for choosing Dominica as a key destination on your route. Your inaugural visit marks the beginning of a renewed journey, one that will not only connect us to the wider Caribbean, but also to the hearts and minds of travelers eager to experience the unmatched beauty and the culture of our island. To everyone here today, and to those tuned in via social media, I encourage you to make LIAT 2020 your airline of choice. Whether you're traveling for business, leisure, or just seeking a new adventure, LIAT 2020 will be the wings that carry you to your next destination. And while you're planning your travels, mark your calendar for October 25th, 26th, and 27th, and return to Dominica for the World Creole Music Festival. This year's lineup is no short of spectacular. And as you're saying, ooh, let me tell you who's on the lineup. From Dominica, we have Signal Band, Ecstasy Band, Triple K International, Ridge, Pooders, Midnight Groovers, and Asa Bantan. From St. Lucia, Umpa and Servants. From St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have Skinny Fabulous. From Trinidad and Tobago, Boyce and Nadia Batson. From the French West Indies, Kassav. From Antigua and Barbuda, Tian Winter. From Haiti, T-Vice and Kai. From Nigeria, who is also a Nigerian American, Rotimi. And also from Jamaica, we have Damien and Stephen Marley, Valiant, Grams Morgan and his friends, Dwayne Stevenson and Luciano. So, join us at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium for 3 nights of pulsating rhythms. Gold tickets are available for $125, but you have to be a local. And for those of you who are non-residents, we welcome you to visit our website, www.dominicafestivals.com, and purchase your tickets today. They are going quickly. And you said, ooh, la la, that means you want to come back for festival, so get your tickets today. Yeah. But the magic doesn't stop there. Return in Dominica for March 2025 for Carnival, and in May for Jazz and Creole. And Dominica, remember, it is an experience, a place where every visit reveals something new, something extraordinary. So whether it's for festivities, the adventure, or the warmth of our people, we invite you to return again and again to discover all what Dominica has to offer. And while you're here, take pictures, take videos, and post it. And when you're posting, use the hashtags, hashtag Dominica, hashtag Visit Dominica, hashtag Discover Dominica. We want to follow your journey. And we want to post about you too. Yes? So, thank you once again to LIAT 2020. And on behalf of all everyone here in Dominica, we say thank you. We look forward to welcoming you back to the Nature Island. So, safe travels until we meet again. Continue being awesome. My name is Monel Alexis, and it has been my pleasure being your guide. But we are not done yet. Up next, we have the cutting of the ribbons. We're going to do that at the tarmac. And then we have photo opportunities. And after that is done, we invite you back inside to have some entertaining refreshments with us here at the lounge. So once again, good afternoon, and thank you for being here. Let's move to the tarmac class.
One of the major things that I need to focus on is that right.
Thank you, sir.
It's advanced and that's a big deal. And
Nobody